Disabilities Issues and Updates on BCTV is supported by the Berks County Center for Independent Living, Abilities in Motion.
And welcome to Disabilities Issues and Updates. I am Teresa Faulkner, your host, and it's a pleasure for you to be with us today. If our viewers have any questions, concerns, or input, please give me a call at 610-376-0010. My extension is extension 108. Or you can email me at tfaulkner@abilitiesinmotion.org. Let's get started with our show. Persons in the community are looking for things to do. Summer is fast approaching, and so today our guest is going to be Michelle Cooper, who is the program director at Shady Hollow Assisted Riding. So nice to have you with us this morning.
Thank you.
I'm glad you were here. I wouldn't have been able to get that out this morning. But they have some wonderful programs at Shady Hollow, and so we're going to discuss that this morning in our program. You're good with that?
I am, yes. Thank you for having me.
Sure, not a problem. Before getting started, tell us a little bit about yourself, Michelle.
Well, I grew up in Birdsboro. I went to Daniel Boone High School. We moved to the farm in, I think it was 1976. And we had a few horses and ducks and chickens and things like that. And it was great to grow up there. And then I went off to college. Mm-hmm. When I was at college, my parents started to develop Shady Hollow Assisted Riding out of their love of kids and horses, and knew at an early time that it was a good combination. And the program grew and became a nonprofit in 1998, and it continued to grow, and we could see the benefits of what my parents were doing and what we were able to do at the farm. And I went off to college and got married and got a job, and I missed the farm. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I missed what was happening there. So my husband was gracious enough to move to Pennsylvania.
Back to Pennsylvania.
And we've been home now for a little over 8 years. Mm-hmm. And when I moved home, I was in training. I had to go back and learn how to do everything in the barn, mm-hmm. and became the program director shortly after that. And we've been working hard ever since.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now I have to ask you the question. Okay. You said you were on the farm, you had horses. So does your entire family ride? Has this been something that goes from generation to generation to generation?
Yeah, our first horse was purchased actually for my brother.
Okay.
My middle brother. He loved horseback riding, and my parents got him a horse before they got the farm.
Oh, okay.
So they got the horse, and they were like, okay, well, we live in Pottstown, so we don't have any place to put it. So then they looked for property and found the farm in Birdsboro, and so they got the horse before the farm.
Oh, okay.
And then my dad also loved horseback riding, and my mom loves horses but didn't like the riding so much. Mm-hmm. I'm scared to death of heights.
Oh, okay.
So being on the back of the horse always made me nervous. Mm-hmm. Not really about the horse, but I didn't like being off the ground. Mm-hmm. So although I enjoyed it, it wasn't my favorite activity, I really enjoy being on the ground with the horses.
Okay.
I like taking care of them. I've always liked taking care of them. I don't mind scooping poop. I don't mind cleaning up after them. Mm-hmm. So that's my gratitude that I get from the horses, is taking care of them. Mm-hmm. The riding I can leave to everybody else.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Now I know that I have some family members and friends. They have pets, so they have cats and dogs. How involved? How much work has to be put into taking care of a horse? What does it look like?
Well, our mornings, they like regularity. So keeping horses on a schedule is good for them. Mm-hmm. It's good for us as well. They get 2 meals. They get a breakfast and they get a dinner of grain. And then they have hay or pasture grass each day. And then it's cleaning up after them after they've had those meals.
Okay. Okay.
That can be the hard work.
Okay.
So we call that barn management.
Barn management.
It's a nice,
Okay.
Phrase for scooping, and shoveling that and picking up this and,
Now, is that a part of the experience, the actual taking care of the horses? Is that a part of the experience at Shady Hollow?
It can be, and we encourage that. So, unlike some other barns, we like our students to get involved with every aspect of what it is to horseback ride and what responsibilities are for wanting a horse, because every little girl's dream from when they're 4 or 5 years old is to have a My Little Pony, and a real one.
Okay.
And mom and dad, when can I get my horse? When can I get my horse? So part of what we think at Shady Hollow is important is to know, okay, well, if you buy a horse and if you want a horse, these are all the things, these are your responsibilities. And for people to understand that a horse is going to live as long as you do, for very close to that. So knowing that you're making a commitment is important. So either you make a good decision and realize what you're getting yourself into, or we're hoping that you think twice about it and say, hey, maybe this is not what I want to get into. So.
I think also we in the community are aware of service animals. And one of the things that I've experienced personally is the comfort that comes from petting. It could be a cat, it could be a dog. Does that same experience happen when you're dealing with a horse?
Very much so. So what is unique about the therapy that you can receive from a horse is that, unlike a dog who is almost always happy to see you, a horse is not.
Oh.
So people that struggle with emotional expressions, or learning how to communicate themselves properly, can find therapy in working with a horse, because a horse will often reflect what you're feeling. So if you are scared or uneasy, you're going to see that expressed in the horse's demeanor and their state. So we help people learn to express what they're feeling to make their experience with the horse easier.
Okay.
They're almost like a mirror.
Okay.
So if you're calm and communicative and expressive with the horse, then you're going to get that same response back.
From the horse. It will actually.
Yeah.
But what if you're excited? If you're like.
So you'll see that too. So if you're anxious, if you have anxiety,
Yes.
and you come into the barn, in order to be around a horse, you have to be able to calm and work with the horse. So, you have to kind of be able to settle yourself down in order to do something or ask the horse to do something. So it's a nice tool. You start to learn how to do that. We have a lot of teenagers or young adults that come to us, and the pressures of society are difficult for them, and so they come to us with a lot of anxiety. Often after an hour lesson, or even if they're just coming to volunteer and they're there for a couple hours, they'll say, hey, I'm feeling much better. Or, I love coming here because my anxiety goes away. Because they're not so much focused on how they're feeling, they're taking care of an animal, or they're helping to take care of the animal, and that calms them. It's a benefit for them.
Wonderful. So I think about myself. If you're dealing with anxiety, maybe I should come and visit you.
Shoveling manure, I think, is probably the best thing for anybody. I highly recommend it.
We often hear of therapies. We hear of PT and OT. What type of therapy does an actual horse riding or riding a horse, what type of therapy does that help with?
Actually, it helps with quite a bit. We mentioned about emotional support.
Yes.
And so, horses can help with emotional needs and psychological needs, but they also can help with physical needs as well. Now, at Shady Hollow, we offer assisted riding. There are also some other facilities that offer something called hippotherapy. For assisted riding, these are assisted lessons. So we have volunteers that help with any aspect of the riding lesson.
Okay.
Depending if the person needs physical support or emotional support. We
Okay.
have volunteers there, and we have trained staff to help those individuals. The instructors at Shady Hollow are not therapists. They are not OTs, PTs, or speech therapists.
Okay.
In hippotherapy, the instructor would be a certified therapist, an OT speech. So hippotherapy is more like what you would experience in a regular therapeutic setting. It just happens to be on the back of a horse.
Okay.
So it's less about riding as it is about doing your exercises while on the back of the horse.
Okay.
Assisted riding focuses more on learning how to ride, but teaching it in a ways that someone with special needs can learn from.
Okay.
Being on the back of the horse is beneficial because you are working multiple muscle groups simultaneously, as well as working on your social and emotional skills. The movement of a horse naturally reflects the movement of walking in humans. So oftentimes people with low muscle tone or core strength issues, people that have a problem with walking or are not walking yet, will find benefit from spending time on the horse because the same motion that the horse creates while they're walking are the same motions that your hips and back and legs have to do when a human walks.
I just want to, don't lose your train of thought there, but I just had a question. If I was a person that could not walk and was not used to that rhythm, how does that work then when you're riding a horse or you're being assisted to ride a horse? What is that actually doing then?
Right. So people that have difficulties walking, say they're in braces or walkers or wheelchairs, being on a back of a horse will help you relax. Oftentimes people come and their muscles are very tight and stiff because of inactivity or just pain or discomfort. Being on the back of the horse naturally is a heating pad because of their body heat.
Oh,
So
okay.
it will help relax those
muscle.
muscles.
Okay.
And then after a few minutes, you'll notice that legs will start to relax. They'll start to stretch out. And then the movement of the horse's hips reflect in your hips. So that rotation of the pelvis while you're on the back of the horse
Okay.
will help you as a human kind of relax and learn how to use that motion when you're on the ground.
Okay, okay. Now, you had mentioned that in your conversation we were talking about persons with special needs. Is it only for a person at Shady Hollow? Is it only for persons with special needs, or can anybody actually come?
Really, yes, it's it's for everyone. We work every other week. So 1 week we call an able-bodied week. So those are
Oh.
individuals without any kind of physical or emotional needs. And then the following week would be an assisted week. And those are lessons specifically for people that need help to ride, could not ride independently on their own. So they can come to Shady Hollow and we'll provide the extra help that they need to do that.
Okay.
The two programs work very well together. One, the able-bodied program helps support the farm financially. As you can imagine, it's extremely expensive
Yes, can
to run a
imagine.
farm and take care of the horses. It also provides stimulation for the horses. So
They actually need?
they need stimulation.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
exactly. So an assisted lesson can be very monotonous for a horse, depending on what the rider's needs are.
Okay.
And so for those horses to stay healthy and active and in shape, both physically and mentally, that's what the ABLE program provides them.
Okay.
So they're able to canter, they're able to stretch their legs, they're able to jump, they're able to do things that horses are supposed to do, and that they don't necessarily get during the assisted week.
Very interesting. Very, very interesting.
It's also really great too for Shady Hollow because the programs can be integrated.
Oh,
So
okay.
people that don't spend time with this person with special needs can meet them and be like, oh, okay, well, I don't have to be nervous about them, around them. I don't have to be scared with them. And So it's nice to have that combination.
So let's go back to the beginning. This would be my first time. I'm watching, our viewer is watching.
When is going to be your first time?
I don't know if that'll happen. I don't know if that'll ever
Get
happen.
you to the farm.
But so what would be the process? My first time, I have a disability, mobility, muscle tone, all of that. So when I would come to the farm, would I ride on the first visit or?
Yes.
Okay.
Technically, yes.
Oh, yes.
But there is a bit of a process in order for you to come. So
Okay.
there's a registration process.
Okay.
On our website, hugahorse.com, is a tab that says forms.
Okay.
And there are welcome letters for each different program. Those welcome letters explain to you the details that are involved with registration.
Okay.
The first thing that we ask everybody, talk to your doctor. Does your doctor think that this is a good idea?
Okay.
Is it recommended?
Oh, okay.
And then if they give the thumbs up,
do
then it's, we can start the process. There's a medical form. There's a simple registration form that's there. And then some other things that are good for information for us to have.
Sure.
And then after we have all that information received, we then set up something called an evaluation. And that's a time for you to come to the barn. The staff meets you. We hope to get you on a horse at that time so we can evaluate what your needs are, what kind of horse is best suited for you. We have all different shapes, sizes, heights, short, tall, wide, skinny. And those all get matched up with what our riders' needs are.
So at that particular time, you would be able to discuss your disabilities, your different things. Okay, great, great.
Yeah. And then the next time that you come, that would be more of your first lesson.
Okay.
So we would start to instruct you according to what your needs are, what are you trying to work on, and so forth.
We don't want to get too far in our show and not allow you the time to promote how they can contact you. Is there an email, telephone number if persons are interested in coming to visit Shady Hollow and being a part of the riding program?
I think the best place to start, anybody that's interested in learning about Shady Hollow, whether it's, wanting to learn about volunteering, or you want to ride, or you want to get involved with, say, our board of directors, or learn about being a teacher, an instructor in assisted riding, the best place to start is the website, which is hugahorse.com. And then after that, you could visit our Facebook page, which I try to post pictures often, just fun pictures of the horses or pictures of the students really enjoying themselves, and get a little bit more information that way. We're open every day of the week. So I also say if you're driving by and you want to stop in, you're welcome to do that. If you want a more formal tour, then a phone call or sending an email, which you can do through the website, or you can email me directly, which is Michelle at hugahorse.com, Michelle with one L. And or call, which is 610-582-4050. And we'll get back to you to set up a visit.
Now, I know that there are different places that have theme parties. Do you offer that if you wanted to have like a group of people come?
We do, yeah. Spring and summer is a big time. We call them field trips.
Field trips, okay.
Different organizations will set up times to come, and we offer a variety of different trips. Some folks just want to come and visit, and we'll be glad to share that with you. We're kind of proud of our horses and our farm, so we don't mind showing it off. And then we have a riding experience. We have other experiences where it's just learning how to groom and take care of a horse. So there's a variety of different activities. We also do birthday parties.
Oh, great.
And I've had birthday parties for little kids, and I've also had for big kids.
Great. I do want to ask this question because remember we are from Abilities in Motion. What is the most significant disability impairment that you've ever worked with at Shady Hollow?
Well, they're all important and they're all significant.
Absolutely.
But I would say the majority of our riders are on the autism spectrum.
Okay.
And it varies. We have, low functioning and high functioning autistic riders. And then oftentimes autistic riders will come with other disabilities as well, some with physical, some with learning, hyperactivity disorders. So it varies. But I would say autism right now is our main focus.
But you can help all disabilities. You actually will look at an intake and kind of see what they need.
Yes.
and
As long as it's approved by your doctor, we'll get you on a horse.
Wonderful, wonderful. I think that this would be the perfect time to put a plug in for something that Abilities in Motion is offering. So we're going to get that up on the screen. We're having an event called Teens Ride Assisted Riding Program. Wanted teens from 16 to 21 years old with disabilities who want to learn how to groom a horse, handle a horse, properly ride a horse, and learn about farming and how it works. So this is a program that Abilities in Motion is offering. Please understand that you must register. You must register. This particular program is going to be a free program, but you must register, and you must call JC at Abilities in Motion. The number is 376-0010. Her direct extension is 105. The dates of this event will be June 2nd, 16th, June 30th, July 14th, and July the 28th. So listen, remember I told you at the beginning of our program, persons are looking for things to do. You want to be involved. Remember those. You must be 16 to 21, and you must have some type of disability. So we want to put that out there. If you're interested, don't forget to call JC at 376-0010. Her direct extension is 105. Michelle, I have really enjoyed our time here together, the conversation. I'm still not sure if I'm going to ride a horse.
Well, at least come for a visit.
I'm still not sure.
Just come for a visit.
I will try to do that. We do want to let you know that our Teens Ride Assisted Riding program is actually being sponsored by Abilities in Motion and the I Am Able Foundation. So, again, I want to thank you for coming. I want to thank you for sharing. I can't thank you for getting me there because I'm not sure if I'm going to go.
I do want to say these are Saturdays. Those dates that you mentioned, those are all Saturdays from 2:30 to 4.
Okay, so it's
in the
on a Saturday.
afternoon on a Saturday. Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. If you do have questions concerning that, please don't hesitate and give us a call. Thank you so much. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I appreciate it.
Good.
Happy riding.
The horses themselves, the respect they give you, and the sympathy they bestow upon you, and the allegiance that the horse gives you. And that is something you cannot buy or get from people. Horses are the only animals besides dogs that will give it to you.
Winston Churchill once said, "There is something about the outside of a horse that is good for the inside of a man." That has been Tony DiGiacomo's mission for over the past 25 years. Not just serving any man, but those among us that need it the most. Shady Hollow Assisted Riding has been providing support for special needs individuals through equine therapy. This is the story of a man with a big dream and an even bigger heart that created something special.
Horses start when I was a kid. I used to watch the farriers put shoes on the horses down in Pottstown. They were all the dairy horses. I worked at Pennhurst State Hospital. I did my internship for my doctorate, and I worked with special needs people, and that was the beginning of it. And this sat on my desk up until 1992 is when I took it out again and I created Shady Hollow Assisted Riding. The program started after 6 months. We had our first students, and me and one instructor, we did students on a Saturday by ourselves. That was awesome, okay, very awesome.
Knowing Tony as a person and in every job that he's had in the past, he just has an amazing respect for people of all abilities and all backgrounds. that he was passionate about making this place work for not only kids with disabilities and people in general with disabilities. I have students ranging from physically disabled to mentally disabled to totally able beginner students ranging from ages like 6 to 10-ish. It gives the community, as in like our volunteers and just the general public, a perspective on that it's possible for people with disabilities to excel in any kind of activity that they choose to go into. We do a lot of amazing work that you wouldn't really think can be done, but it gets done almost every time that we're here.
Everyone can agree that at the end of the day, it's not all about the intensive labor, but the fun that comes out of it.
I really think it's a great opportunity for kids, those who have disabilities, those who don't. You can see a bonding between the animals and the children.
It's just so welcoming. The horses are amazing, very soft. And the people here are just awesome.
Almost every time that we're here, something happens that's entertaining in some way. We have a good time as well as become productive people.
Even after Tony's years of hard work and dedication, it is apparent that Shady Hollow would not be what it is today without the help of volunteers.
We need people to volunteer. We need people to be interested in these kind of kids. Without that, there is no program, and that's the whole reward. You know, the money doesn't mean anything. It's the seeing the kids, the most important part.
You can always get involved anyway, and anytime that you can volunteer or work with somebody to benefit a cause, I think is a great morale booster. And you know, you can do it with other people in your community, friends, family. And it benefits us too, and there's so many things that you can do here. You don't have to work directly with the horses.
It's a very fulfilling opportunity, and the volunteers that are here really seem to love what they're doing. And they make their kids feel comfortable.
They're just so nice and helping. Actually, when I first came, I got on the horse and it's like, this is too high, this is too high. She told me it's not really that high, it's fine, you're not gonna fall, don't worry.
One life that has been changed due to the admirable work done at Shady Hollow is that of Madison Hassler. Here's her story.
Madison has been coming to Shady Hollow to ride Mac, is the horse she's been riding for 2 years. Madison has some learning disabilities and also some physical health problems and vision issues. She was born premature. About 2 years ago, we were looking to get Maddie involved in some activities that would help her to grow. She was really shy and she wasn't very confident, and I just wanted her to experience other things outside of regular school. To see her come so far with something, I don't want to say as simple as horseback riding, but it's the program itself. She sat up on that horse the first time like she was born to be there, and she's been that way ever since, and she has gained so much self-confidence. She's gotten so much more mature. And she's very comfortable coming here.
What started as one man's passion has bloomed to become a one-of-a-kind program, which has and will continue to make a difference in the lives of hundreds of people in our community.
The fun that I've had, and that cannot be replaced by anything. It's all fun.
If I were to describe Shady Hollow in one word, it would be amazing. It's just so welcoming.
For us, for Madison, it's been a gift.
I would describe it as magical.
Family. Yeah.
Now, our program is a dedication of our time, and we see the results with our kids. I cannot explain it any other way. You have to come here and see a lesson.